Hi friends and people that are stopping past. If you're not yet, hit the sub button while you're here. It's all handyman stuff. Sweating copper pipes, making joints. This is an older one, but it was done nice, so it's not leaking. But the trouble is, they had a bad, they had a pinhole in, let's see, how did this go? They had a pinhole in this section of pipe. Okay, so this pipe, like, went to like here, okay? You see it. Alright, so they had a pinhole right where all of that white crap is. So we decided to do the whole elbow because it's all looking pretty crappy. So we cut it here and we cut it here. It's the hot water for the boiler. And now we're going to solder in our replacement pieces. The most important thing. And I'm going to break this sweating pipe, soldering copper pipes videos into a couple of parts because it's a little bit like of a process, but the most important step of the process is cleaning your joints before you solder them. And if you could break it down and say, you know, heating the pipes, skill level, or cleaning, what's the most important thing? I don't know if I had all the categories, but cleaning is the most important thing. So I use a wire brush, commercially available. You could also cut this off at the handle and put it in your drill. But the thing I don't like about putting it in your drill is right away it gets this shake from going fast on the drill. And these are both 3/4, but you can see the one that I use for my hand touch-up is a bigger diameter. So it gets inside the pipes better. So you can put it in your wire brush if you got a lot of work to do. But you always want to go over anything you do with a machine like this. You want to go over it with the sandpaper anyway. Because you really want to get these joints clean. It's the most important thing. And the part we are cleaning is the inside on these type of joints, because the pipe slips in there, and the outside of the pipe, because that's the other surface that's going to contact in here. And I'm one-handed, so I'm not actually going to do it, but like these two slip together and they overlap, and when you solder, there's a capillary, they call it a capillary action. The heat, when you're soldering, the heat sucks the solder. Well, let's see here. On this other one that's already done. So the heat sucks the solder down into this joint. So if you took this apart, you would see solder on both the inside of this and the outside of this. The solder gets sucked all the way down by what they call capillary action. So, since the solder is what makes a watertight and strong joint, we want as much capillary action as we can get. So we clean the inside all the way down to where, like, on this one, there's a little bump. Great, there's a little bump to stop it. It almost fell in the water bucket, but that wouldn't have been a big deal. I just have to wipe it down. There's a little bump about in the middle that marks where the pipe stops. See it right there? So, clean all the way down to the bump, all the way down to the bump. I also clean the edge, the top cut edge, and I also clean an 1/8 to 1/4 inch on the outside. And that is because, like, this joint, this old one, was not cleaned on the outside, so the solder just stops at that rim. My solder joints, I actually go, like, from here. So I get a better layer of solder by cleaning a little bit of the outside, because wherever it's clean is only where the solder is going to stick. The solder would not stick to this unclean copper pipe part. It would stick to this like you wouldn't believe. It becomes one with it. So I clean the inside, the cut, and like a 1/4 inch on the outside on all of my fittings. You could see inside the cut part and the outside of the fitting. And the pipes, I clean the outside and I clean the cut. And there's no reason to, on the inside, because that's not going to matter. But cleaning that cut is important. And I either use the wire brush mounted on the drill, and I'm one-handed, so I'm not going to show you, or I use this and I stick it in and I turn it one way and I turn it the other way and up and down while I'm turning a little bit for about 10 seconds, and I pull it out. And also, I also double it with the emery cloth. So actually, mine even start with the emery cloth. It's a little more aggressive, and give it like 10, 15 seconds all around, up, down, in, both ways, in and out, back and forth, with the emery cloth. And then switch to the wire brush, either this way for like a second, or this way for, you know, for a bunch of strokes. And the reason is because, like, on these kind of elbows, these are pressed in a big machine to make them. And the metal kind of distorts, and you get these little wrinkles. I mean, they're really microscopic, but if you don't pay attention, you're going to have like a wrinkle in there that isn't clean, that was formed during the stress of pressing this into shape. the wire brush will get in that little ripple better than a piece of sandpaper would span the, so really, really double check that the inside is totally clean, because we don't want any pinholes when we're done. All right, so all that's done, and then clean the pipes that are hanging that you're gonna, you gotta clean, and that's the most important thing, and that's what I wanted to stress in this video. Is the most important thing is to clean your joints when you're doing copper pipe. And even after I'm done with this, I'm going to wipe it down with a dry cloth, because there's going to be like debris from the emery cloth on there. We want it really clean. We even want to clean the solder. If it's coming out of the bottom of a toolbox, you roll the solder and it's all gunky and dusty, you want to wipe it down. You don't want to use dirty solder. We want no dirt introduced into this sweating process, which is going to be in another video. We want it clean, clean, clean.